stay stolen because it's y'all already know what time it is. Get a blanket, get a blunt, get some water, because we about to sit here and watch some horror stories, animated, true Dollar Tree horror stories. What can happen at the Dollar Tree? We about to find out right now. That's why we're watching this video. So let's get right into it. I am R Scary Tales. As I always say, y'all can go watch their stuff by yourself if you want to. Don't forget to like this video, comment. I'm gonna ask you comment your favorite story, and subscribe if you haven't already. This is a stolen family. I stole y'all. We can support each other. I be telling y'all to, if you want a subscribe back, or if you want me to follow you on a social media platform, just let me know. Y'all never do. But it's alright. Let's get right into it, y'all. That's Captain Sparrow.
I've been watching IMR Scary Tales for quite some time now.
Same.
Recently, I was feeling the need to share an encounter that I once had in a dollar store when I was about 13 years old. My parents were going through a divorce at that time, so the ambience at home wasn't very ideal. We lived in a small neighborhood where I could barely make any friends. To pass my time, I used to sketch a lot. Saving my pocket money from side jobs, I would buy various art and crafts items to channel the amateur artist in me. Dollar Tree was my go-to place to buy everything, as things in there were pretty cheap and affordable. The Dollar Tree store was 3 blocks away, right next to the gas station on the highway. I would ride my bike there 2-3 times a week. It was a big store with a huge collection of all kinds of household materials, and even more than that.
Love a good Dollar Tree.
So this one time, I went to the store around 3 in the afternoon. I preferred this hour as very few customers used to be there then. Parking my bike at the corner, I entered the store. Long aisles packed with tall shelves, filled with all kinds of goods, stood in front of me. The cashier was dozing off, sitting behind his desk. I figured out that there were probably 2 to 3 people in here, excluding me. I started checking out the store. The art and craft section had a sale. I picked up a new set of charcoal pencils and some acrylic paint to decorate a flower pot. I was so into shopping that I didn't realize someone was standing behind me. I suddenly hear a hiccup and being startled, turned around to see a man dressed as Jack Sparrow from the famous Johnny Depp movie was standing behind me. It was a closed space, so there was barely a gap.
Look at those scissors. Hit him with those scissors.
Feeling discomfort, I moved away from him a little and said,
Sorry, I didn't see you there. But I saw you, eh?
Disgusting.
At first I thought he was just being in character, but with the way his hiccups appeared, I realized this dude was drunk as a skunk. His pupils were dilated, and I could smell the whiskey on his clothes.
Why are you dressed like that? Just like what? Like Jack Sparrow.
His mouth opened wide in shock, like I've said something unexpected. He just stared at me, eyes wide, mouth open, overall very creepy. And then said in a greasy voice,
but I thought, I am Jack Sparrow. What? Oh, you are laughing. So, you don't believe me, huh?
Suddenly, his face changed. His eyebrows frowned, and I could tell he felt insulted by my sarcastic laugh. Not knowing how to answer a stupid question from a drunk, I stood there with an awkward face.
Answer your captain, you lowlife!
You are the shittiest Jack Sparrow I've ever seen in my whole life, moron!
Getting crazy.
I turned around to leave him be. Luckily, the man didn't follow me. After a while, I walked to the cashier to pay. I gave a quick scan of the store and realized the man wasn't in there anymore. Feeling relieved, I came out of the store, and that's when my nightmare began. I remember very well where I parked my bike, and to my surprise, it wasn't there.
You got your bike?
My stomach dropped as I heard a burst of spine-chilling laughter, followed by a ring of a bicycle bell. It came from the dark parking lot at some distance. There was no one around to whom I could ask for help, but I was adamant too.
I'm not going home without my bike.
With trembling steps, I walked into the parking lot. There were a few cars, and the light in the parking lot was blinking like crazy. It took some time for my eyes to adjust to that creepy ambience, but what I saw made my skin crawl. The creepy Jack Sparrow was sitting on my bike, parked right at the end of the parking lot. I couldn't make out his face, but I am sure he was smiling creepily when he noticed me go in there. He suddenly screamed,
"You need to find yourself a girl, mate!"
Saying this, he paddled faster, almost like a fired bullet, and began to come at me. Having enough at that point, I screamed and started to run for my life. I was running, and I heard the man laugh like a maniac. He was chasing me on my bike, and I don't even know why. All I know is that if he catches me, he surely won't let me go unharmed.
I'm gonna catch ya. I'm gonna catch ya.
Leaving the parking lot behind, I began running down the highway. Just my luck, no car was seen there. Almost in a panic, I ran in the opposite direction instead of going into the dollar store. The man was now riding my bike on the highway and laughing even more loudly.
That's what definitely I was thinking. Why didn't you just go into the store?
The scorching heat was draining me. I was getting tired, hence slow. I could hear the psycho Sparrow paddling faster. It felt like I would never be able to outrun him. I was almost on the verge of collapsing in the middle of the road when I saw a big truck coming my way. Seeing it, the urge to live again blossomed in my heart. I started to move my hands up and down in the air while screaming at the truck.
Stop! Please! Stop the truck! I need help! Stop!
The truck driver noticed me, and he honked the horn. I turned back and saw the man had stopped paddling. He
was tired too.
And then at the truck, and then back to me again. Realizing the truck will stop for me, and I have nothing to be scared of now, his angry eyes burnt in hatred. The evil joy from his face disappeared, and he slowly got up from my bike. He then kicked it to make it fall on the concrete road. My cycle bell broke, and he ran into the woods. When the truck driver picked me up on my cycle, I was completely exhausted, drenched in my own sweat, breathing heavily as I gasped for air.
I need to get home. Just, please take me home. Please.
Except for directing the way to my house, I didn't speak a single word to the truck driver. When he dropped me home, I thanked him for his help and went straight into my room. I didn't go out for almost a week. Every time I heard a bicycle bell, I got goosebumps. The reason I never shared this experience is that no one will ever take it as a threat. Everyone will assume that the crazy guy dressed as Jack Sparrow was only joking with me. Not a single night goes by of me having a nightmare about that psycho man riding my bike while chasing me in a Jack Sparrow costume.
Hey guys, thanks so much for all the support. If you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, please feel free to do so.
I love going to Dollar Tree. I belong to a family with few resources, and it is one of the only places where we can go together and buy a lot of things. Even if we don't buy anything, it's a great family outing because the kids have a good time, and we can go out without feeling the pressure of spending money. That day, Thomas, my husband, had just gotten a job and invited us all to grab something we wanted. The kids were elated. What none of us knew is that cheap sometimes costs dearly. When we entered the store, our two children were very excited, and without giving us time to ask them to be with us, they ran to the toy section. Martin, our oldest son, bought a helicopter, while Gwen grabbed a warplane. Clearly, they had agreed to buy similar toys before they came in, which amused me a little, and I was happy for them. After Thomas picked out a screwdriver, I was very happy that I was finally going to be able to buy a picture frame that I had seen a few weeks earlier. It may seem like a simple thing I could have bought earlier, but when you're struggling to get food on your table, every dollar counts. I went to get it at the end, and there it was. It was the last one in the store, and I was happy to imagine putting it next to my bed. I was going to put up a picture of our family, and I was going to look at it every night before I went to sleep. I went happily as a child to grab it, and as soon as I held it, a woman pushed me and violently pulled it out of my hand.
What did I say?
Hey, I saw it first. Get your dirty, poor hands off of it.
The woman was large, stocky, and athletic. Despite being in a gym outfit, you could tell it was brand name clothing, and that she was well off.
What the fuck? I saw it first. How dare you push me like that? No, you grabbed it first. But I had seen it before. I'm not going to get into an argument with a low-class cockroach like you. Go make your husband some lunch. First of all, treat me with respect. I'm a person, just like you. Nothing gives you the right to push me around. Second, who I cook for is my problem. You should thank me for touching you and your supermarket clothes. In itself, it's a miracle that your children are not in a zoo and your husband is not the one who cleans.
She told me with malice and a huge smile. My patience had limits. I consider myself a very calm woman who always tries to come to an agreement. But when someone messes with my family, I explode. Furious, I slapped her and took the picture frame out of her hand, turned around, and left, dedicating a few last words to her as I walked away before the bewildered eyes of Thomas and my children.
Oh, and by the way, if you're so wealthy, don't come shopping at fucking Dollar Tree.
The woman just froze. Her face turned as red as a tomato, and she started breathing heavily, gathering anger with every passing second. The veins in her face began to bulge more and more. The lady had gone from being a random Karen to an enraged gorilla that could jump out and attack us at any moment. Disinterested in this performance, I simply joined my family and kept walking.
Wow. Nice to meet you, Angela.
Shut up. I would never let a resentful witch like that mess with my beautiful family.
Speaking of, I guess the witch took it too hard because she left her shopping basket and walked away.
As I turned around, I confirmed what Thomas had said. From 1 second to the next, the woman was simply gone. She had done quite a bit of shopping, but she hadn't taken anything with her.
She definitely took your slap to heart.
Yeah, and you know what? That's for the better. She was probably one of those rich girls that nobody ever put in her place. She deserved a reality check.
As we paid for our stuff, I looked up, and there she was, staring at us from outside, furious. She was still red, breathing heavily. At that moment, I knew something was wrong, that maybe we should prepare to confront her on the way out. I told Thomas, but when he looked up, she was gone. We walked quickly to the car without running into anyone and got in, ready to leave with our purchases. But something was wrong. The car started, but couldn't move.
What? No, it can't be.
What's wrong, Thomas?
I think someone punctured the tires of the car.
Outside the car, the woman from before was furious, banging all over our car, full of anger. The woman wasn't trying to get in. She wanted to destroy the car with us inside.
How dare you put your filthy, disgusting hand on me, you bitch! I'll kill you and your fucking cockroach family! Leave us alone! My children have done nothing to you!
No, I've had enough. I don't care that she's a woman. I'm gonna stop her.
Thomas got out of the car.
She's about to beat you the fuck up, Thomas.
He was about to start talking, but the woman immediately electrocuted him with a taser gun and hit him in the knee with her iron pipe. When Thomas fell, she stomped on his face and rubbed her foot as if she was killing a cockroach. The woman had an insane, obsessive look on her face, clearly enjoying the moment.
She's about to kill your
husband. I got out of the car in a hurry to stop her, and with excellent reflexes, she stopped me and hit me hard in the abdomen with her iron pipe. And as I lay on the ground, she smashed her pipe into my knee too, laughing. Thomas and I lay sore on the ground. Neither of us knew where the woman was, but luckily, she was nowhere near. We started trying to stand up when suddenly I saw her again and gave a loud scream. The woman had returned with a bucket of gasoline, which she was pouring into the car with the children inside.
No!
Stop!
You know, I never really cared for that horrible frame. You know what? I hate families like you, particularly the kids.
I tried to crawl as fast as I could to somehow stop her. Thomas was doing it too, but he was a little further behind. When I saw her pull out the lighter, I knew all was lost. There was no way I was going to make it in time. Suddenly, a man rammed the woman, and another woman opened the car door and pulled the children out.
Good.
By the time we realized it, the place was surrounded by people. There were few people in the Dollar Tree that day, but the commotion was enough to alert everyone. The police arrived a few seconds later and arrested the lady, who was moving brutally like a wild animal. Shortly after, the family of this girl offered us a huge amount of money not to denounce this woman, but we refused. Our story became known, and many people donated a lot of money to us since neither of us could work. We were not going to have a luxurious life, but we were going to be much more comfortable, thanks to the people who knew our story. On the other hand, the woman not only lost her lawsuit, but was disinherited by the family who sought to disinherit her. This woman had never worked before, but when she gets out of jail, she will have to work for the first time so as not to starve to death.
Look at her.
When I had just started working at a Dollar Tree, I was doing pretty well.
Damn,
it was a
she
simple
shattered
job,
y'all
no
knees.
problems
That's
used to
crazy.
happen, and I made enough money. But a few months ago, something that happened changed the work environment quite a bit. Prices went up. Dollar Tree stores were known for selling items for $1, but due to inflation, it was decided to raise prices to $1.25. At first, I didn't think that small change
That's
would
what
have
it is,
such a big impact
$1.25.
on my life.
Not $1.50.
Philip,
I glanced at Rosita, my co-worker, who was on duty at the cash register.
aren't you afraid of being fired?
That had come out of nowhere.
What are you talking about?
Haven't you seen Twitter? A lot of people are complaining about the rise in prices. What if Dollar Tree goes bankrupt?
Oh, come on. That's not gonna happen. Soon, people are just gonna forget about it. Chill out.
But that was not what happened. In the weeks that followed, fewer and fewer people began to show up to buy at the store, which began to concern me. I even started noticing that, from time to time, some of the few people who came complained when they noticed the price increase.
This is bullshit!
Still, the situation always ended in a few bad words. Sometimes the customer even left, but nothing else happened. One day, while I was sweeping out the store that barely had a customer or two, the doors opened. When I turned to see, I noticed that an old woman had entered. I immediately felt something strange about her. She wasn't like a typical grandmother. In fact, she seemed a bit paranoid. Her dark eyes scanned the store from one side to the other.
She's about to
as
cuss
if
y'all
looking for
out,
something.
realizing that it's about
The
to be
moment she saw me,
$1.25.
she forced a smile and approached.
Good afternoon, young man.
Closer now, I could see in better detail the wrinkles and blemishes on her skin.
Could you tell me where the energy drinks are?
When she opened her mouth, an unpleasant smell reached my nose. That woman was a mess. Her teeth were dark and her short grey hair was disheveled and dirty.
Young man, I'm talking to you.
Oh, sure, ma'am. They are at the end of the second hall.
The woman quickly walked away from me, which left me confused. Did she really want an energy drink? Why? She seemed as if what she really needed was to take a nap. However, due to her strange
Oh, better
attitude,
business.
I assumed that what she might be wanting to do was steal. So I decided to follow her. That way I could keep an eye on her. When I got to hall number 2, I could see her desperately downing an energy drink. It only took her a few seconds to drink the entire bottle. Immediately, she grabbed another. It was at that moment that I reached her side.
Ma'am, you can't do that.
Once she stopped, she gave me an angry look.
Why not?
Excuse me?
I'm going to pay for this anyway, so it doesn't matter, right?
Well, no, but...
Where is the alcohol?
Her eyes were getting more and more restless. In fact, they had turned a little red.
It's over there.
Y'all got alcohol in the Dollar
But
Tree?
please don't drink inside the store.
The woman walked away without answering anything. She then grabbed a large alcoholic drink and went into another hall. When I managed to find her again, after going through several halls, the woman was looking up at some candles carefully, while she had a sick, big smile on her face. I couldn't help but flinch. Had she laughed? Really? The woman grabbed several of the candles, put them in the shopping cart that she now had, and walked away again. But not before looking at me out of the corner of her right eye.
What the hell?
This time I didn't follow her. Instead, I went over to the cash register where Rosita was.
Have the other clients already left?
Yeah, why do you ask?
I'm just gonna take care of that lady, okay?
I guess. In that case, I'll go restock some things.
If the old woman was giving me goosebumps, I couldn't imagine how Rosita would feel having to deal with her. She usually got very nervous around strange customers, so I preferred to be the one to handle the situation. Through the cameras, I watched the woman in the tool hall. I wanted her to leave already. Finally, after a few minutes, she walked over to pay. Once she was in front of me, she smiled and stood like that for several seconds.
Could you give me the products, ma'am?
Sure.
The woman immediately began to give me her things. 2 bottles of an energy drink, a large bottle of alcohol, 4 medium candles. I froze as I held in my hands the 3 knives she was planning to buy. Then I looked at her for a moment. She had a wrench.
What are you looking at, young man? Haven't you seen someone buy knives and tools before?
I didn't answer her. I had a bad feeling growing inside me. Lastly, I grabbed the wrench.
That would be a total of $13.25, ma'am.
Sorry? Are you trying to scam me? It has to be $11.
Was she serious? Didn't she know about the price increase?
They are no longer worth $1, but $1.25. Some time ago, the prices increased.
The woman stared at me for a moment.
You are a fucking thief.
Huh?
You were following me before. You wouldn't leave me alone. You don't want me to buy stuff, do you? Do you think you have the right to scam me? Huh?
Calm down, ma'am. No, I'm not lying to you. The price is...
Shut up! Do you think you can stop me, you son of a bitch?
Ma'am!
Suddenly, the woman grabbed the wrench.
Put that down, please. Can you calm down? This is just...
Do you really think you can stop me? Nobody can. I do what I want. Do you understand?
Please, just... You're gonna end up hurting yourself. Just drop that, and...
Do you think that because I am an old woman I can't do anything? You young people are so stupid.
In the blink of an eye, I felt a sharp pain in my head. I staggered. Everything seemed blurry.
I don't think that's enough for you.
Before the old woman could hit me again, I turned around to see who was screaming. It was Rosita. After that, I passed out. I woke up several days later, accompanied by my co-worker.
Oh my god, Philip, finally!
She was crying.
I felt so guilty for leaving you alone.
She ran out?
Rosita. What happened after? Are you okay?
That woman, they managed to locate her? They found a lot of stuff in her house. Seriously, I'm so sorry.
I didn't even want to ask Rosita, or anyone else, what they had found in the woman's house. I didn't have to. I had already seen enough to know that she was a sick woman.
You should have asked her, why is she sorry? Why did she leave you? That's a serious question. I'm so sorry I left you. You left me after I just got hit in the head with a wrench? That's crazy of you. You ain't even try to jump on her to get her to stop? You just left? I say that one was my favorite. Because, wow, that's crazy. Thank you guys for watching with me. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe if you have not already. And bye.